The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy. Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy.
It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world.
I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome in to another edition of The Wild Side with Eric Clark. I'm Eric Clark saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to give this a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to like it, go ahead and give it a share. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube page. Make sure you're linked up with me on all the social media. That way, if there's a comment you have, a suggestion for a video you want me to watch, something you want me to check out and comment on, the best way to do it is link up with me directly. Or you can leave it down in the comment section, but as I'm learning, you might get caught up in the avalanche of comments. So, again, make sure you're linked up with me on social media and here on YouTube. That way, if you do have a suggestion for me, you have a more direct line to get to me. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to Aspen Dental and Connect 200. They are the machines that power the Wild Side with Eric Clark. So I want to thank them for it. I want to thank everybody from the last video for basically encouraging this video. Before we get started, I do want to say make sure you are leaving your comment, and when you do, make sure you're being polite, make sure you're being respectful, and make sure that you're not overwhelming me with too much information. I do try to get through all the comments and at least recognize that you have left a comment, at least say thank you, at least like the comment, something like that. I try to get through them as quickly as possible and not let anything slip through the crack. I try to write everything down, but as I experienced from my last Nightwish video, it can be a bit of a deluge of information. I want to say thank you to a couple of people. I want to say thank you to Gabriel, first and foremost. I was told of his forthcoming, and when he arrived, he did not disappoint. Gabriel, his comment is pinned at the top of my last video, did a great job of itemizing everything for me, organizing everything for me so that I have a better understanding of the history of the band, the education of the band, the ebbs and flows of band and band members. So I want to thank Gabriel very much for that. He is my Sherpa on my Nightwish mountain, without a doubt. And if you ever make it to Music City, steak dinner on me, bro. Thank you, Gabriel, first and foremost. Obviously, you have earned the reputation that preceded your arrival on my comment page. So again, thank you, Gabriel. Thank you to everybody for the kind words, the compliments, and the suggestions. But just know, I take everybody's comments, suggestions, and compliments into mind when I'm doing these. But just know that I have my way of doing things. You have your way of doing things. My way has gotten me this far in life, and it's gotten me a 30-year career in rock radio. So I'm going to keep doing things the way I do. And as you get to know me, I will make adjustments, and I am able to change and adapt. But I am going to do things the way I do when it comes to absorbing music, when it comes to experiencing music for the first time. I have a very certain way that I absorb this sound, this piece of music, whatever it is you're asking me to listen to. I have a way of doing that, and I kind of stick with that way. But again, thank you, everybody, for jumping in on the comment section and giving me suggestions. Today's video is coming from a serendipitous shirt that I was wearing. Before I get to that, the two big requests that I was getting from last video, I mentioned Ann Wilson, Pat Benatar, Johnette Napolitano, really great female voices that I grew up listening to, and everybody flooded the comments with, "You have got to see Floor Jansen's version of Hearts Alone that she does on her YouTube channel." And if it's anything like what I saw, I'm positive, I don't need them anymore. I guess I could say I'd bet a testicle that it's right up there with Ann Wilson's. But there's a reason I'm not going to do that video. There's a reason I'm not going to react to Heart Alone, even though it was probably the second most requested video to react to. I'm not ready for that yet. Let me explain why. In 1999, I met my wife, and then a year later, we got married. And when we moved our homes together, about 85% of our music were doubles. She was into everything I was into, and even some of the stuff that she wasn't into that I was into, she became a fan of. She's been from Tool shows to KMFDM shows to front row at the Killers at the Grand Ole Opry. She was right there with me. Music is a very important part of my life. Growing up, I spent a lot of my time alone. The only escape I had was music and books. So music is been the soundtrack of my life, and it's very connected to a lot of what my life is. In 2015, she passed away, and since then, it's been very difficult to listen to that 85% of my library. So I am sitting here on tens of thousands of pieces of music, most of which I can't listen to because it's just very difficult. You're not tuning in to see me sit here and sob for 4 minutes. I doubt you are. If you are, you're an absolute sadist, because I don't think I would do any respect to the band if I were tied too personally to something. I wouldn't be able to really see it and hear it through the lens of someone who works in rock radio. I would be viewing it and seeing it through the lens of a broken-hearted man. And I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet. So, the most requested song, serendipitously enough, I was wearing my Pink Floyd Animals t-shirt. Pink Floyd is my top 3 bands. Out of all the bands I've ever experienced live or have recordings of, Pink Floyd is in my top 3. The first CDs I changed over from cassette to CDs when CDs first came out were all my Pink Floyd cassettes. I didn't buy any other CDs until I had Dark Side of the Moon, Animals, Ummagumma, Metal, Piper, all of it, Saucer, everything I had to have on CD before I would go out and get Zeppelin. So Pink Floyd is a very important band to me, and everybody said you need to check out their cover of High Hopes. You have to understand why I have a lot of reticence going into this, but I'll explain that after the video. So everybody said you've got to see High Hopes, this cover of Pink Floyd from the Division Bell, 1993, 1994. 93 was the release, 94 was the tour. Saw them twice, Atlanta, Birmingham. So everybody said you got to check that out. 2005, the recording was from 2005, and if I'm not mistaken from what everyone in the comments was telling me, this was done while Tarja, the original lead singer, was backstage doing a very complicated wardrobe change. So the band decided, or Marco, the bass player, big fan of Pink Floyd, who's not with the band right now, stepped away for personal reasons, which I understand, decided to play this track. And I'm being told that Tomas, and I really hope I'm saying that correctly, the keyboard player, has been called the metal Mozart, obviously. So doing a Pink Floyd song, while it makes sense for a symphonic metal band to do that, I'd like to see that. Okay, that's kind of where I'm kind of pulling out the Missouri. Show me, I got to see that. So I'm heading into this. This was suggested by people. It is the 2005 live recording of Nightwish, and it has Marco on lead vocals, and it is High Hopes, Pink Floyd from the Division Bell. Here we go.
Beyond the horizon, oh, the place we lived when we were young, in a world of magnets and miracles. Our thoughts strayed constantly, and without boundary, the ringing of the division bell had begun. Along the long road, long down to the causeway, do they still meet there by the cut? There was a ragged band that followed in our footsteps, running before time took our dreams away. leaving the very small creatures that tried to tie us to the ground, till life consumed by slow decay. The grass was greener. Is going behind us. Took a glimpse of how green it was on the other side. Steps taken forwards, but sleepwalking back again, dragged by the force of some inner tide. When the highest altitude is full like a pearl, we reach the dizzy heights of that but forever, desire and ambition, there's hunger still unsatisfied. Our weary eyes still stray to the horizon, though down this road we've been so many times. The grass was greener. Life was brighter. With friends surrounded. The night so wonder. With friends surrounded.
Okay. Should have done Heart Alone. Okay. That's not a cover song. That's not a cover song, okay? Just so we're clear. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. That's not a cover song in any way, shape, or form. Don't ever be confused. That wasn't a cover song. No. So, in my mind, David Gilmour, Nick Mason, Richard Wright, they're not untouchable. To me, you just stay away from it because you can't do it. Look, I'm serious. I was there when they did it. I was there when they originally did that. Whoever was in the audience that night, don't ever go to a casino. Don't ever scratch a lottery ticket. Don't ever roll dice. All your luck was given to you that night. Whew. Marco, bro. I only wrote down one word. Tone. Tone is very important, especially when you're doing someone else's music. So when someone says, hey, you need to check out this cover of a song, I immediately bristle because it's very hard to capture the original tone of that song. Covers are like, there's three kinds of covers. There's a straight cover tune that makes people go, bro, I don't know. Limp Bizkit, Behind Blue Eyes. Then there are cover tunes where someone will do a song that's not theirs that becomes theirs. I give you Because the Night by 10,000 Maniacs. All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. I'll even throw in I Am Superman by R.E.M. Even though the Clicks version was really good, R.E.M. made it their own. And then there's what you just saw. What you just saw is what I consider to be more of a tribute. That was a tribute. That wasn't about Marco and Tomas and everybody trying to make High Hopes theirs. They weren't even... That song is very personal if you know what's going on behind it. Pink Floyd they don't write songs for people who haven't experienced life. They don't write songs for people who sat on their couch playing video games, watching YouTube videos. They write songs for people who have lived, people who have hurt. I saw that live myself in Birmingham, Alabama. It had just stopped raining, and it was an ethereal experience. Just sitting here. I'm jealous of all those people that sat there that night. Well done, Marco. The tone that they captured in that song was perfect. Perfect tone. It's very rare that a band that didn't write that song originally can capture the tone. I tell people all the time how difficult it is to catch a tone and how important tone is. Not just tune, but tone. That was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And Marco, I could feel that. There was no pretense in that song. That wasn't Marco saying, look at me. It was almost as if I was hearing him say thank you to Pink Floyd for even writing that song. I felt the connection with him that it's very rare you feel that, especially in like a recorded performance. I could see that. I could feel that. I could hear that in his voice, the way he carried that message that David Gilmour would carry through his lyrics. Brother, you guys hit that on the head. That is not a cover song. Kids, do not get confused. Limp Bizkit doing Behind Blue Eyes, Seether doing Careless Whisper. Those are cover songs. That wasn't a cover song, my man. That was a flat-out tribute to one of the greatest bands that has ever recorded music by one of the greatest bands that I'm learning ever to record music. So thank you, everybody, for putting this out and saying, hey, you need to check this out. As far as the rest of the band goes, again, you could tell by everybody that was on that stage when you were watching them, although, how can I say this? It was Marco's moment. It was his moment. And everybody was, support's not the word. That's not what I'm trying to say. They were there for him. And they were in that with him. And they were all feeling that. And they captured that tone. Again, tone. Very important when you're doing another band song. And had I never heard of Pink... I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But had I never heard of Pink Floyd before and I heard that song, I would think it's theirs. Without a doubt. There's no foreign invasion in that sound. There's no other signature on that. And it's not theirs. That's, again, please know that I'm not saying they've done what Jimi Hendrix did with All Along the Watchtower and made it theirs. What I'm saying is there's Pink Floyd High Hopes from Division Bell, and now there's Nightwish. They are equal in my eyes. That's not a cover song. I don't see that as a cover song. So I went into it with a little bit of doubt in my head. Not musically speaking, I was very positive that these guys were going to be able to play a tune. But to capture that tone and the mood and to be able to put that into me and create those colors in my mind, as bright as those colors were, they hit. You know, that song hits, man. That is a deep track. And to be able to replicate that, not just replicate it, but that's what he made his own. And I could feel Marco's connection to that song through him. And like I said, it didn't sound like Marco was trying to say, this is my version of High Hopes. No, I was getting more of a thank you for making that song that he could sing. I hope that makes sense. But that's not a cover song, kids. No. I can come up with 50,000 cover songs that are both good, bad, and ugly. That's not a cover tune. That is without a doubt a tribute. That is Nightwish paying tribute, homage to Pink Floyd's High Hopes. That's how it's supposed to be done. That's how it's done. If you're going to pay tribute, if you're going to try to capture a band, you have to be able to capture that tone or create a whole new tone. And when it comes to Pink Floyd, you have to play that tone. Pink Floyd to me is an uncoverable band. It really is. Not out of you can't do it musically. That's not my reasoning for you shouldn't cover Pink Floyd. Mine has always been, do you need to? Do we need to hear your version of Comfortably Numb? No. I can't remember the pop singer that did that. It's like when, what's her name, did Can't Get No Satisfaction or whatever it was. It's like, bro, do we really need that? Do we really need, Miley Cyrus's version of something? No. Dolly Parton did Jolene just fine. Leave it alone. But Pink Floyd is one of those bands where it's, we don't need that. We needed that. I needed that in my life. So thank you to everybody in the comment section for suggesting High Hopes by Nightwish. Thank you, Marco, for just being you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I know that it's easy to get into a place where you feel like you can't get out. I'm in that place in getting out, so I understand. In 2015, I stopped everything. My world stopped. I'll never get over my loss, but I will get through it. That's always been my message. And you guys are helping me, so thank you. Thank you for helping me on my new journey. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Tomas. Because if he is the metal Mozart, he's the one who was like, nope, not the right tone. So he was the one keeping it all together. Thank you, Tomas. Thank you, Empu. Thank you, Yuka. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you to everybody in the comment section for suggesting this to me. It made my day. And I started my day at the dentist. So this actually made my day better. So thank you, everybody. And again, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe to it. If you have a suggestion for another song or another band you'd like me to check out, I do write them down. I do try to keep them organized, and I will do my best to get to all of them. Maybe in the future I will be able to get to their version, Floor Jansen's version of Heart Alone. I just don't think I can right now. Coming off of that, I don't know if I can. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're following me on all of my social media platforms. Again, that way you have a more direct line of communication with me, and you're able to communicate with me more clearly, and it doesn't get swallowed up. When you're in the comment section, always remember, the great thing about the metal community is the wonderful beauty of that community. Let's make sure we're respecting each other, and I'll respect you, you respect me. Regardless of what it is we believe, think, or feel, we are all in this wonderful world of metal together. It's a beautiful place. It's a place of sharing. It's a place of acceptance. Let's not let the training of the internet and social media to immediately go with the negative infect our minds moving forward. Let's set the example and act and behave in ways we know to be the better way. So again, make sure you're followed, make sure you're liked, make sure you're subscribed. Thank you to everybody for being involved in today's video. I want to thank Aspen Dental and Connect 200. They power the wild side with Eric Clark. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I'm Eric Clark. This has been The Wild Side.